Questions 11 through 20 on the 2012 Grade 8 Gauss Math Contest. A pyramid has a square base. How many edges does the pyramid have? Let's draw a pyramid with a square base. Now when I draw it, of course, this base is going to be on a slant, but you understand. And then we've got some pyramid here, so we'll just join these and try to make this pyramid. Okay, so here we go. That's pretty good. All right, so now we have to count the edges. All right, well, the base obviously will give me 4 edges since it is a square. And then I'll just draw lines. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 more to make those other ones. So we got 4 on the bottom and then 4 other ones. So that's a total of 8. And therefore number 11 is A. If snow falls at a rate of 1 millimeter every 6 minutes, then how many hours will it take for 1 meter of snow to fall? 1 meter, we have to convert this to millimeters. So 1 meter is 100 centimeters. And then further converted to millimeters, multiply by 10. So now we have 1,000 millimeters. Now 1 millimeter falls every 6 minutes. So 1,000 millimeters would fall 1,000 times 6 minutes, which is 6,000 minutes. But we want it in hours, so it divides 6,000 by 60 because there's 60 minutes in an hour, and that gives you 100 hours. So number 12, the answer is E. 3 numbers have a mean average of 7. The mode of these 3 numbers is 9. What is the smallest of these 3 numbers? So let's say we have A, B, and C as my 3 numbers, and then if I divide by 3, I get the average, which is 7 in this case. Now they tell me the mode is 9. That means the most common number is 9. So 2 of these numbers have to be a 9, like that. So that means I've got A, then I've got a 9 and a 9. And when I add those up, they equal, if I cross multiply, 21. So that means A plus 18 is 21. And therefore A is equal to 3. So that third number, which I've called A, is 3. So number 13, the answer is C. Half of the square root of a number is 1, the number is. So I'll let my number be x. If you take the square root and then take half of it, they're saying that's equal to 1. So cross multiply and you get root x is equal to 2. Take the square of both sides, and x is therefore equal to 4. So the 4 is the original number. So number 14, the answer is B. Yelena recites PQRSTU repeatedly. Zeno recites 1, 2, 3, 4 repeatedly. If Yelena and Zeno begin at the same time and recite at the same rate, which combination will not be said? So PQ RSTU, PQ, RSTU, and so on, right? And then the other guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So let's see just in the first of these if there's any combinations that come up. T1, yeah, T1 is right here. T1 matches. U2. U2 is a famous band, a rock band, and I've seen them in concert twice. One of my favorites, actually. And U2 is present here. Q4, let's see here. Q4 shows up here. R2. R2 does not. We got R3 and R1. T3. T3 does. So all of these actually show up except R2. So therefore, by process of elimination, the answer must be R2. Number 15 is therefore D. A parking lot has 25% more cars than trucks. The ratio of cars to trucks is. So we have a certain number of cars and we have a certain number of trucks. And let's say that there's 125 cars, and that means there's 100 trucks, right? There's 25% more cars than trucks. So the ratio of cars to trucks would be 125 over 100. And that is 5 over 4. So number 16, the answer is D. The digits 2, 4, 6, 8 are each used once to create two two-digit numbers. What is the smallest possible difference between the two-digit numbers? Well, this is one of those questions you just got to play around with, right? You got to create two numbers and then see what's the smallest difference. Well, I want the difference to be as small as possible, so the number's got to be as close as possible. So if I choose to make two numbers, I've got to make the first number close to each other. So for example, like 6 and 4, right? Because if I put it as 8 and 2, those numbers are going to be quite wide apart. So let's just use 6 and 4. Okay, so then the other two numbers, 2 and 8, have to be placed in a way to minimize the difference. And that's done by making this as small as possible and making this as large as possible. 62 and 48 is my first estimate, and the difference here is 14. Okay, 14 is one of the answer choices, but let's just make a couple more. I can choose 8 and 6. Those are also pretty close together. And I want to make this number as small as possible, and then this number will therefore be 4. 82 and 64 is another estimate. This one gives me a difference of 18. Okay, my first answer was actually better. And I'm going to try one more. The only other way I can do it is 4 and 2. 4 and 2 are close together. And then I make, let's see here. I've got 6 and 8, so I make this as small as possible and make this as large as possible. 46 and 28, and that is also 18. So with a little bit of work, I was able to conclude that 14 is the smallest possible difference in this question. So number 17, that would be B. A triangular prism has a volume of 120 centimeters cubed. Two edges of the triangular face measure 3 and 4 centimeters as shown. The height of the prism is. Well, the volume of this prism is basically going to be the area of the base times the height of that prism. And the volume they told you is 120. And then the area of the base, well, this is a base right here. So is this. I mean, I guess you would consider that to be the base, but it's the same as the top, right? The dimensions are the same, 3 and 4. So the area of the base is just a triangle, and it's 1/2 base times height. So I can use 3 and 4 as my dimensions. And that just leaves me with the height. So that's what I have to solve for. So cross multiplying, this becomes 120 times 2, and then divide by 3 times 4. And when you do, you get 240 over 12, and that gives me 20. So H is 20. Number 18, therefore, is B. At Gauss Land Olympics, there are 480 student participants. Each student is participating in 4 different events. Each event has 20 students participating and is supervised by one adult coach. There are 16 adult coaches, and each coach supervises the same number of events. How many events does each coach supervise? There are 480 students, and each of them participates in 4 events. So that means there are 1,920 students in all the events. Now, there's 480 students, but a lot of these are counted 4 times. So these are non-unique students in all events. Okay? But each event has 20 students. So you take all of these students and you divide by 20, and that gives you 96. And this represents the number of events. This question is a little bit confusing, takes a little bit of thinking in my opinion, especially at the grade 8 level. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Okay, so if there's 96 events, there are 16 coaches. So 96 divided by 16 is how you figure out how many events each coach supervises. 96 divided by 16 is 6. So number 19, the answer is C. Luke has red marbles and blue marbles in a bag. If he chooses a marble at random, the probability that he will choose a blue marble is 2/5. Luke adds 5 blue marbles to the bag and removes 5 red marbles. If he chooses a marble at random, the probability that he will choose a blue marble is now 3/5. How many marbles are in the bag? So we have red and we have blue. And we are told that initially there is a certain number such that if he chooses a blue marble, the probability becomes 2/5. So I don't know the number, so I'm just going to write 2x and 3x. Because if I use those values, it would become 2x/5x, correct? How many blue? Over the total, which is 2x plus 3x. And this, of course, the x is canceled to give just 2/5. Then they're saying that Luke adds 5 marbles, so this becomes plus 5. But then he removes 5 red marbles, so this becomes minus 5. So this total is now 2x plus 5, and this total is 3x minus 5. So now the probability, they're saying, of getting a blue marble is 3/5. So 2x plus 5, this guy, over the total. And the total this time is 5x minus 5 plus 5. Well, the 5's cancel, interestingly. So the total is just 5x. And that is 3/5. So we have to now solve for x. Cross multiply and you get 15x is equal to 10x plus 25. And therefore this is 5x is equal to 25. And therefore x is equal to 5. So how many marbles are in the bag? Well, which bag are they talking about? Are they talking about initially or later? Interestingly, both scenarios, the total is 5x. So I guess it doesn't matter. If x is 5, then 5x is 25. So 25 marbles are in the bag in both scenarios, in the beginning and after the addition and subtraction. So number 20, the answer is E.